Alright guys, welcome back to the most amazing gaming channel in the world. Today we're going to be going over the defensive magical stats, and we'll finish off with the health and HP5. Mainly because the physical has a shit ton, and there's actually not too many defensive items that physical gods can pick up. So to start this off, we're going to go into Oni Hunters Garb. Now this is essentially getting a change. I don't know if it was this stack or not. I've never honestly picked this up. It does give you good mana per 5 seconds. It does give you that good magical protections and the CC reduction. But the thing I wasn't too stoked about was every 10 seconds you gain 15 magical protection, so you can gain up to 45 magical protection. But upon taking magical damage, one stack is removed. Magical damage. Anubis. Do not build this on Anubis. A Giannis. If he's a good Giannis, he will take all 3 of those stacks down with his 1 and his 2. Agni. Tick damage. Gonna take it down. It's a decent item and it has a good passive, but it's just upon taking magical damage. A lot of magical damage is not hard to do. A Sylvanas hits you with this 2. All of a sudden, those fucking stacks go away. Like, it's not that great. It's a decent item, but there's a reason why it's only 1900. Next is going to be Heartwood Amulet. I would definitely say only Guardians get this, but Heartwood Amulet, I would say Guardians get this as well, or anyone in something like an arena, but it only gives you 45 magical protection. I believe this is getting a buff there. It is giving you 200 health, and it gives you all allies close to you 20 magical protection and 20 mana per 5 seconds. This is a very decent item, but it's nothing extraordinary. This is definitely more an aura based support item that I would really only build in something like Joust. I was going to say, going back to physical, I did think about this a little bit more. Sovereignty could potentially be good if your ADC is getting poked a lot, because it'll give them the extra 25 mana or health per 5 seconds, and it gives them the extra 30 physical protections to be able to not take as much damage than the other ADCs. But moving on, Pestilence is going to be a very good item for someone if they do have a Sylvanas, because I've been loving Sylvanas lately. Get Pestilence. Not only does it give you a shit ton of magic protections, it gives you a pretty decent amount of health, but all the healing and regeneration within 55 units is reduced by 25%. This will also be good if you're going up against someone like a Hercules. It's not going to be too amazing on the protections against Hercules because he's a physical power god, but reducing the healing and regeneration by 25% is going to be rather helpful for you. Moving on though, so I would say situational, some warriors, some guardians, but most likely never an assassin or ADC or mage. Runic Shield, we already talked about this one, so not that great. Style, shitty item now. It used to be good, not anymore. Genji's Guard though, I really like this one. Now you might be like, well, what makes this so much better? The mana per 5 seconds is the same. One gives you cooldown reduction, which is Genji's Guard. I very much like this. This is good on people that I feel jab. When you take magical damage from abilities, your cooldowns, all your cooldowns, ult included, are reduced by 2 seconds. This can only occur once every 30 seconds, but still, it gives you really good magic protection, which is 20 more than this. So right off the bat, you spend 300 more gold, you'll always have 20 more magic protections, and not hopefully that you don't have a tick damage ADC or a tick damage Guardian, and it's gonna take all those down within half a second. So Genji's Guard I really, really do like because it's a pretty decent item. Magi's Blessing we talked about in the last, as well as Height of the Ocean in the last episode. Magi's Blessing we've talked as well. It's very good for this is situational depending on who you are. Height of the Ocean as well. We've talked about Shifter Shield, Spirit Robe. We haven't talked about Bulwark, and Bulwark is going to be very good for almost all Guardians. This is a very good item to get because it gives you basically everything. As you guys have probably seen my actual builds, you build this in Breastplate, you're going to have CDR, CCR, health, mana, magical protections, and physical protections all in 2 items for a relatively low cost of around, I'm going to kind of highball it here, but 5,000 gold. Not too bad to have all of that within 2 items. And basically, it's going to be very, very good for some, or almost all Guardians, some Warriors, Potentially some assassins. You guys have probably seen this. I believe I put this on my Thanny build as well. But things may change now that Bloodforge is out, because if you build Bloodforge and Bulwark, you could have a shit ton of shield. Moving on to the health, though. We've already talked about all these as well. Wingblade, Heartwood, Sovereignty, Stone of Gaia is a new one. This is very good for people that already have a high amount of health. Please, I've seen someone, an ADC, I think it was a Jabalanque, built Stone of Gaia. For fuck's sake, do not build this if you're an ADC. Do not build this if you're a mage or an assassin. This is strictly for guardians and warriors, unless you're going to be building super tanky Kali, which I could kind of see, but this is that you need high amounts of health for this. We talked about Pestilence a little bit ago, and Gauntlet of Thebes is now new. This is going to be good for people that have essentially self-healing. I could kind of see, or if you have someone that that's going to be able to heal you, Sylvanas and Isis. Soul, this could potentially be good on. A Vamana, this is Hercules. This is in my Hercules build, especially when you pair both of these together. It actually works quite well. So basically do this build Gauntlet of Thebes if you want to use one of your item slots to increase your healing from an ally, but you better be on comms with that ally, because I'm sure that they won't be like, oh hey, I'm going to heal you because you have Gauntlet of Thebes. They'll be like, yeah, I'm sure they're fine. So situational, but most time you get this with the people that have self-healing abilities there. And then moving on here, we've already talked about Frostbound as well. Magi's Blessing, and Mail of Renewal is a new one as well. This is going to be very, very helpful, especially in something like Assault. You gain 15% of your max health and mana over the next 5 seconds when you get a kill, assist, or an assist on an enemy god or an objective. This includes the Gold Fury. This includes the Fire Giant. This is a pretty decent item. Honestly, I don't build it that much, but I do know some assassins in which it could potentially be good, because it does give you that little bit of extra health, the health per 5 seconds. And if all you have to do is go in and say you're a Kali and you jump in, you stun a bunch of people, hit them all with your blades, and you kill 3 people. Not even you assist on 3 people. You immediately get 45% of your health back, assuming that none of them are your targets. So it is a potentially good item. I've also seen it on a Thor, because a Thor ults in, hits 3 of them, spins around. They can easily get 45% of the health back as well. We've already talked about Height of the Urshan, Bulwark a minute ago, Runeforged Damage, and Mystical Mail. So moving on to health per 5 seconds. This is touched on all this as well for you guys. So I'm really hoping these builds are helping, at least if anything, get you familiarized with some of the items that you may not know that are in there, and kind of help explain why. So I'm trying not to rush through these, but at the same time, I'm not trying to give you a bibliography and the lore of every single fucking item. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are liking this, please give it a like, comment, subscribe. Go follow the Twitch and Twitter down below. And until the next time, have yourself a fucking amazing life.